Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're going to be unboxing the HG Build Divers Galbaldy Rebake. Yes, so here we have Bandai's take on trying to mash up HGUC and Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. And this box art might look familiar too, because this is basically an exact copy of the original Barbatos box art there with that pose. And yes, I know it's pronounced Rebake. I was just joking earlier. So as always, guys, huge thank you to US Gundam Store for sponsoring this review. Check the link to their site in the description there down below, and you can get this kit and plenty of other things there for 10% off with my coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10. Let's get into the unboxing here. I really like the massive bulk of this mobile suit, so that's one thing that I'm attracted to with this. I think that's pretty cool, pretty unique how just massive and bulky it is, and the weapons too. That said, from the photographs that I've seen of the kit so far, it doesn't look like it's able to really do too much. Seems like the bulk really kind of hinders the actual posability of the kit a little bit. So I don't know, we'll have to see when we get this built up for sure. But anyway, as you can see, it's a pretty hefty box. It's a pretty good sized box with this one. This is number 10 in the line. Down here on the bottom, we've got very Iron Blooded Orphans-esque weaponry for this. The hammer pliers, it's this giant kind of like big hammer thing, but also works as a set of like pliers. Anyway, it's obviously a callback to the Gundam Gushin Rebake and its giant scissors. It also has the knuckle guard on there, another kind of very Iron Blooded Orphans looking thing. And then this giant cannon on the back, the large caliber howitzer. That's definitely a very big cannon. And then it does have a shield as well. It's actually a pretty interesting looking shield. It does have a very Iron Blooded Orphans-esque looking sort of like Gundam symbol there on it. And it looks like that has a little maybe beam gun or something in the end of that as well. Like you can maybe stick a little beam saber effect part in there or something. I'm not sure, but just looking at that at first glance, that's what it looks like. With this being based on like sort of supposed to look like something out of Iron Blooded Orphans, I'm guessing it doesn't actually maybe use any beam weaponry in the anime, but I haven't seen it in action, so I couldn't say for sure. So I don't know about that shield. Anyway, advertisement here for some other HGA Build Divers stuff. And then around the other side, we can see here's what the kit is going to look like, just snapped up. It's very big, bulky, massive, and yeah, I'm not sure. I really need to build this up to get a good feel for this, because just based on the photos, it's kind of really hard to tell. I think the photos maybe aren't doing it proper justice, or I could be wrong and it just looks a little bit almost too bulky. I don't know, but we'll see. So there's some information about that, and then a thing there just for the Build Diver story. And the list price here for this guy is 2,200 yen. So as I said, it is a little bit of a hefty box for an HG, but 2,200 yen is definitely on the higher end of HGs for sure. So let's see if it's going to be worth it. Here we've got a bunch of kind of like light grayish tan color, and then some nice orange, yellowish orange color, and some brownish color. It looks like kind of like dark earth kind of color if you guys use Mr. Color colors, and then a third shade of tan for that. So it looks like we've got basically 3 different main colors for the mobile suit, as well as the yellow accents and everything. So there's obviously going to be some parts in here from the Galbaldy, which will not be used. So we'll probably have some scrap parts as well, and then a whole bunch of new parts for this kit as well. I think there'll be a pretty fair amount of stuff new. Most of the kit is probably going to be new in this case. So here for the manual, we've got the box right there on the top. On the bottom, just some artwork here, illustration of the Gundam. Definitely looks really cool there in the illustration, I'll give them that. Information here in Japanese and English, and then about Koichi. I'm guessing that Ko1. It's in English, it's just spelled Ko1, but as you can see, that's just sort of like a play on words. One is Ichi, so it's Koichi. Anyway, just a kind of stupid name. Anyway, just kind of a stupid way to write the name. Koichi is a fairly common Japanese name, and I guess he's trying to be clever with the spelling of that. Real cool dude. It's like it's his old AOL screen name. A little bit there about the Gundam base as well, not the actual Gundam base, but something within the series. And then going around here onto the back, obviously the material Gunpla is the very recently released HGUC Galbaldy. They didn't waste any time getting out a variant of that. Same thing with the Leo. Right after the Leo came out, we got the Leo MPD. And then with this guy here as well too. So obviously the hammer pliers is kind of the main thing of this kit. And then we just can't forget that giant howitzer there on the back as well. Again, an advertisement, and then our color guide here at the bottom. You know, looking at this color just straight out of the box, my first thought was like, that looks kind of like sail color. And here it actually is listed as sail color, and then with a little bit of white in there as well. So I'm kind of just proud of myself that I was actually able to spot that color pretty right on. The body is just a little bit of mahogany with some gray, so that makes sense as well, and then white and red, brown, and gray. Pretty extensive manual here. Let's get around to the parts list. As you can see, the first few runners from the Galbaldy, and especially runner C as well, are going to have a lot of leftover parts that are going to be X'd off here on the runner, so we'll have to see how much of those could be useful for like option parts if you want to do that. And then it's just on through the construction, through the head, body, and the arms, the legs, then back around to our color pages. That is all done, and then onto the backpack, just a very simple small little backpack, and just the big giant howitzer. And then the weapons, the scissor, what was it? Scissor hammer, what was it called? Hammer pliers, that's what it was. And then just how to use those. Looks, again, just very similar to the Iron Blooded Orphans HG kit of the HGUC Rebake. So if you've ever built that. And then the shield, which is just going to be pretty simple, just a couple of parts there for that. All right, so let's go look at the runners. Okay, so here we have our foil sticker sheet, and it definitely looks like a foil sticker sheet of an HG Iron Blooded Orphans kit because there's a pretty good amount of stickers on here. Mostly it's just little accents and things like that. You can see there's a couple there for like the eyes, little weirdly shaped black ones there. A couple of yellow event accents, and then a whole lot of these little white accent parts, because it looks like, looking at the runners, there's actually not any white parts included with the kit, so any little white accents and things like that is all just going to be these little stickers here, unfortunately. So definitely want to probably get some white and yellow paint for this guy. And then PC002 for our standard gray polycaps. Alright, and again, so the first few runners are all going to be from the original HGUC Galbaldy, which was just recently released. So here we have runner A1, you can see in two different colors. That's tan color, and then the kind of very beige sail color there. And then runner A2 has some more of that tan color, as well as some of the dark brown color there. I think we're not using these feet, so maybe we're just going to use like maybe a couple of those parts there for in the center of the torso. And then runner A3, which is just all more of that tan color, just for a few parts there on the kit. Runner B1 here, as well as runner B2, also from the original Galbaldy Beta, so there's some more parts here for the head, the legs, arms. It looks like you might actually end up having with this kit all the parts to make another Galbaldy Beta head. I'm not sure offhand, I'll have to see in the review, but it looks like it at first glance anyway. And then we've got runner C1 here, just all of the joint and hands and weapons parts. So you've got the whole rifle from the Galbaldy Beta here as well. And you've got runner C2, which is a copy of this section of the runner here, joint parts for the arms and legs. And yes, I just checked to make sure this actually constitutes so far among the A, B, and C runners all the parts that you need to make the just regular Galbaldy. So you can make just a regular Galbaldy Beta out of this kit. Now the only thing that you're missing is the parts to make the Galbaldy Beta shield, which is just the one little runner of just a couple parts for that. Otherwise you have everything in here that you would need if you wanted to make a different color version of the Galbaldy Beta, which is pretty interesting. But then getting into the new parts for the kit. So here we've got runner E1, obviously a bunch of the larger, big tan colored parts. We've also got some parts there, looks like for the head, which is very interestingly shaped. And then we do also have a runner E2, I should say, which is a copy of this section of the runner here. And then runner F1, back to that dark brown color. So we've got a couple new parts in here for some different joint parts, and mostly this is just the new weapons parts, and you can see just how big that big giant howitzer is on there, so that's going to be very sizable. And we also have runner F2, which is a copy of this section of the runner here, parts for the feet, and a couple of joint parts there. And last one here is runner G for a few yellow parts, so like just a few yellow vents for the skirts, and then the like kind of knuckle weapon sort of thing around on the side of the arm, and then the crest on the top of the head here in this nice kind of orange yellow. So there we go, that's it for the unboxing. It looks pretty cool. Again, the Galbaldy Beta was a really fantastic kit, so using that as a base does make me have high hopes for this kit. That said, again, I'm still not entirely sure that everything's going to work out well and this kit is going to look good when it all comes together. Like I said, I think the photographs, it's kind of hard to tell. I'll just have to see when it gets built. So that's one great thing about doing this whole review process. I get to build these kits and check them out and see for myself, and then share that with you guys. So if you guys do have any specific questions or comments, do feel free to leave those down below and I'll answer those. Again, thank you to USA Gundam Store for supplying me with this kit, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the review coming up next. Bye bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys.
Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.